Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to today's webinar on SnapAI, the next evolution in 2D takeoff. Our presenters today are Hayden Ford from Recording Company and Darren Pierce from Sage. Just a few notes before we get started. Everyone is muted for a clean listening experience. If you have questions, please type them into the questions box and we will address them at the end of the session. For the best visual experience, please maximize your screen. This webinar will be recorded and the link will be emailed out to everyone later today. I will now turn it over to you, Hayden.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us on this presentation of eTakeoff and its seamless integration with Sage Estimating. So a couple housekeeping items for audio. Attendees muted for clean listening experience. Any questions, as Krista mentioned before, just type them in the messaging box. For visual experience, also maximize your screen for better visual. So let's go over the different types of PDFs out there. So with a raster PDF, it's basically a pixel-based file, digital ink on digital paper. A PDF created from scanning a drawing is a raster file. So for an example, if I were to scan this drawing and email that as an attachment, that would be an example of a raster file. So images don't scale well, there's pixelation. SnapAI doesn't work with raster PDFs, nothing to snap to. That really the point is automatically snapping to that artificial intelligence behind the architect's drawings. So a vector PDF, on the other hand, is constructed using mathematical formulas. It uses line segments to define all the geometry on that page. Most PDFs created from CAD are vector-based, and SnapAI only works with vector PDFs. Now let's go ahead into the demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my eTakeoff software, go to my first floor plan page here. So to begin, you notice right here under our control panel 1, we have our trace library. Trace library is a library of digital markers to quantify items and mark where we have been. So takeoff, such as like a few examples right here is the foundation, wall and framing, roof and shingles, flooring, carpet, and so on. We also, towards the top here, have our quick access toolbar, which gives us the opportunity to customize these shortkeys to each individual within your organization, plus offering access to the functions that you take advantage every day, rather than wasting time from moving one tab to the next. And one way to customize this, if I go ahead and right click, I can select my customized quick access toolbar right here. And we have left-handed, we have right-handed people out there. We want to give you the ability to customize this and shorten that time from searching for those key functions you use from day to day. So let's go ahead and go into start performing takeoffs. But before we do that, say if I'm working on this first floor plan page right here, and I want to go ahead and perform takeoff, but I need to look at the scope, the specifications, the details on what I'm taking off. I can simply go into my quick access toolbar, select my open drawing window, go into my cover sheet, and view those, make this a little larger here, the specifications, those details of what I'm taking off. And by the way, guys, these windows are fly away, saving you primary real estate on your primary takeoff screen. So if I have 5 or 6 monitors and I want to open, 5 or 6 of these extra drawing windows, I can go ahead and do so. Now, there are multiple ways to navigate the application, and one of those ways is named views. With a click of a button, I can go to that page. So right under here, under my binoculars, I can go to named views and select my interior elevation. I'm going to swap these two out. Now, if I zoom out here on this page, you'll notice that there's a blue border around here, meaning that the system allows for multiple scales per page. While most plan sets have multiple scales on their detail pages, this solution will let you set up as many scales on a page as required. Other solutions require you to copy a page, name it by another scale. Pretty soon you have 5 copies of the same page. With eTakeoff, you can have all those copies on one centralized page. So as mentioned, there's multiple ways to navigate the system. I have this hyperlink at the top right here. But if I zoom in a little further, the construction industry is synonymous with change, meaning that revisions, changes happen constantly. We want to offer you a way to keep up with those revisions and changes. If I go back to my quick access toolbar here and select my compare drawings, as you notice, if I zoom in right here, red is old, blue is new. I want to keep up with this change order, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this right here. Oops, I selected the wrong point.
Hayden, we don't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. So we want to give you, with the construction industry, it's synonymous with change, meaning revisions, changes happen consistently. We want to offer you a way to keep up with those revisions and changes. One of those ways is comparing those old plan sets to those new revisions. Now, as you notice right here, prior to this demo, I sent this drawing to be costed out in our Sage estimating. And as you notice, I kept up with those changes and revisions right on this page. So let's go back into our first floor plan page. Let's go ahead and start performing takeoff. So I want to zoom in a little bit here and do the non-slip ceramic pool tile around this pool area. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure my SnapAI is turned on. Select my snap point and select my non-slip ceramic tile. So I'm going to go around and take off this area right here. As you notice, you can see the productivity and accuracy completing my takeoff. So if I zoom in here, you notice that I'm not overbidding for this job. I'm not underbidding for this job, getting this job for the wrong reasons. So as I take off the area around the pool, what if I want to create a cutout of the pool in the area? So I'm going to go ahead and select my shortcut key, which is my G key, select my snap polyline, and create a cutout of this pool. I'm going to go ahead and also change the concrete around this pool. Go to my advanced editing, select my concrete. Now, as you notice right there, you see that red E. That red E is signifying that we're missing certain variables to complete that takeoff. Now, I can view that red E either right under my quantity list, right there, or took a few minutes to pop up, but I can also view that information under my measurement summary. And with my measurement summary list, every takeoff completed on the project plan set, organized any way needed, customizable to your organization. This list of takeoffs can be organized in any manner. The system also alerts when a measurement is missing those variables to complete that takeoff. So we're going to go ahead and enter that missing information. So right there, I just added the depth of concrete in inches, which is 5, and the depth of base in inches, which is 4. So now you notice that red E is now turned blue. I'm going to go ahead and also give a description. So we'll put pool demo. And for the area around the pool, put pool area demo. I'm going to also assign some WBS codes as well, which we'll show you later in the presentation how that derives over into Sage estimating.
Hayden, I don't hear you again.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. I'm going to also give WBS codes for the pool as well. Now let's say I want to take off a wall. I'm going to go ahead and select my snap line segment again, hit wall and framing. And with a click of a button, I was able to take off that wall. And same thing with the pool. Normally that would have taken me 15 to 20 clicks, but with SnapAI, it took just one click to create that cutout. Now you notice right here with our red E, we're missing those variables to complete that takeoff. So we have the height of wall, the stud spacing in inches, corners are end. So I'm going to put 4 for the corners are end, and for the height of that dipshit wall, I'm going to put 10 feet. Just like my pool area, my pool, I'm going to give a description. So wall demo. Now we're just taking off the area around the pool, and the wall. Let's go ahead and show a few more examples. So if I go into the foundation right here, I'm going to select my snap polyline again. Select my foundation. And with a simple click of a button, I was able to take off that whole foundation. Now, normally, again, just like the pool, that would have taken me easily 15 to 20 clicks to complete that takeoff. I'm going to also give this description, foundation demo, and also fill in my missing variables. So I'm going to put 7 for width and length and 10 for footing steps. So let's go into, once we completed this takeoff, let's go into our first floor plan plumbing page. So say if I want to search specific objects like doors, windows, or risers, I can simply highlight on this first floor plan plumbing page one of these risers, and the system will automatically do that heavy lifting for us. So I'm going to go ahead in here, highlight this riser. I want to make this as close as possible. Make sure my risers are selected. And I'm going to select search. So as you notice towards the bottom right here under our pattern search, the system is automatically doing, again, that heavy lifting for us. So I'm going to go ahead, the system counted 130 risers on this first floor plan plumbing page. I'm going to review this information. So I'm going to expand these risers a little bit. And maybe I want to deselect some of these risers that the system has counted. I can go ahead and with a simple click of the button, I can deselect some of these risers. And then I can hit review on drawing. As I zoom out a little bit, you notice those ones that the risers that I have deselected have not been counted. And I can also reselect and deselect any riser on this page as well by simply double clicking. But once I've completed this review on drawing, I go simply to the bottom left here, and go back to my pattern search and hit save and continue. Now you can also search for those risers on the second and third floor plan plumbing pages as well. So if I go ahead and select my pattern search and search for multiple drawings, I'm going to search the second and third floor plan plumbing pages. So on the bottom right, again, just like our first floor plan plumbing page, the system is doing that heavy lifting for us, searching for those risers on the second and third floor plan plumbing page. So I'm going to go ahead and go to our second floor plan page over here and highlight some of our global favorites as well as project favorites. So global favorites are basically favorites that you have on every project or every plan set. So some of those favorites would be approved, or maybe your plan annotation. My plan annotation is a little messed up. But we also have project favorites, which are favorites that are highlighted just for that specific project or that specific plan set. I can go ahead and simply say I have repetitive carpet on the second, third, fourth plan pages. I can go ahead simply drag and drop this carpet directly on here rather than going in and taking off each room individually. I can go ahead and save these under my project favorites. I'm going to go ahead and give this a description as well. So second floor carpeting, and save this information. Now let's go ahead and drive this over into Sage Estimating. So right from this page, I'm going to open up my eTakeoff bridge. Now with our eTakeoff bridge, as you notice right here, we're under automatic. So automatic shows us a list of all the takeoffs that the bridge has automatically found. We can drill down to the page where this takeoff is on the plan. So if I go into, let's go into wall and framing. And if I want to right click and drill down right on the bridge, it'll automatically take us to that takeoff that was completed. And we can organize this by estimator, user ID, and resource. But let's go ahead and show you if you want to organize this by an estimator. There's my name right there, Hayden. Now let's go over into review right here. We'll drive everything over. So once we go over into review, that is everything we sent over to be costed out in the estimate. But let's say, changes, again, revisions happen constantly. Say if I want to go into here and edit, maybe I want to change the PSI on all the concrete in here. I can go ahead and edit that PSI right from this page, hit apply to all. So I changed all the PSI of the concrete from 5,000 to 7,000. I'm going to go back to my eTakeoff bridge right here. Go to my automatic, review. And you notice right on this page, if I single this out, all that concrete and the PSI has changed. So if I click into my foundation right here, it shows you right here under assigned and takeoff the change in PSI of that concrete. Now, once I reviewed this information, I can send this out to be costed and label that as a spec change to my estimate. So let's go ahead and go into my Sage Estimating. I'm going to hit go to estimate. I'm going to minimize my eTakeoff bridge as well. Let me close out of this extra estimate as well right here. So as you notice here, I labeled my estimate according company demo. Right from this page, for those of you who have never seen the Sage Estimating application before, Sage Estimating allows us to collapse and expand this information as needed. I can go ahead and collapse this. Maybe I want to expand all this, collapse all. But we can also create personal and shared layouts. So I'm in presentation 1 for a layout right now. Maybe I want to go to presentation 1 total. Estimators within organizations usually want to view their estimates in certain ways, and we give you the ability to create those customized layouts. So let's go into assembly right here. So with assembly, you notice how I labeled that change in concrete from the PSI. I can go ahead and review this assembly right here, review the spec change, view that past audit, and basically reviewing that past audit, that gives you the audit trail right at your hands, meaning that pass 1 is the original 5,000 PSI, pass 2 is the reversal of pass 1, and pass 3 is the new pass that's being reflected in the estimate. Powerful stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this page right here. So maybe you want to review again, right towards the bottom here, we can review this information, assembly, location, and phase. As you notice how I gave those descriptions, I spelled foundation wrong right there, but we have concrete, foundation, flooring, pool area, and demo, pool and demo. If I expand this information as well, you can see a little further detail behind what you're looking at. We also have the bid item and phase right here. We have the assembly and phase. We also have the estimator and assembly, and we also have our base bid. But with that being said, as you guys notice here too, under our takeoff order, that blue isosceles triangle to the left signifies that those takeoffs that we completed were directly from eTakeoff. And we can also drill down right from the Sage estimating page back into our eTakeoff, showing you that those takeoffs that were done by the estimators. That gives us that bi-directional integration between eTakeoff and Sage estimating. Okay, Krista.
Okay, if you have questions, please type them into the questions box and we'll be happy to answer them. So far, we have none. Just give it a minute. Okay, Hayden, it looks like you covered everything flawlessly. So if you do have questions, you can always reply to the email with the recording and we will be happy to answer them for you. So thank you everyone today for attending and stay tuned for the recording and everyone have a great day. Bye now.